Hi, welcome to Carrie Recommends. I'm Carrie. Today I want to talk to you about a classic book that I recently read for the first time, Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. This is a book that some of you might have read for school, but I was not one of those people. And I know what you're thinking, sometimes required reading for school is not always that fun and you kind of dread it, but really this book was amazing and I really enjoyed it and I would recommend it to anyone that wanted to watch it. It was first published in 1937 and was criticized for not being political enough, for not lashing out at the rampant racism of the times or trying to make a better life for black people. When reading this book, there are some of the elements in there, but not a lot. This is more of a human nature story rather than a specifically African American story. I think that anyone who reads this story will be touched by it in some way. This book is partially written in dialect. The characters in the story all speak in an early 20th century Southern Black dialect, while Hurston's narrator speaks in standard written English. For those of you that have trouble with this type of writing style, I have to say that it was pretty easy to follow along with the dialogue. Understanding the characters really shouldn't be a problem for you. Another thing about Hurston's writing style is that she utilizes a lot of figurative language. More often than not, I detest authors who use too much flowery language. Why say something in 10 sentences what you could have in 2, right? But Hurston's use of language was brilliant. She used words to create these vivid pictures in my head. For example, in the opening pages of the book, when Hurston writes, "The sun was gone, but he had left his footprints in the sky." I could immediately picture dusk and how beautiful it was. Writing, "The sun had set, but it was still light out," would have not had the same impact. This type of writing is seen throughout the pages of the novel, and I truly enjoyed it. This story is about one woman's search for identity, love, and independence. Through 3 marriages, Janie Crawford first loses her voice, but is able to find it and eventually wield it. Despite the title of this book, the Christian God is not a theme within it. God is not really a single entity, but rather a diffuse force of the natural world. Janie's second husband, Jody, seeks power and control in all things, and the natural world reveals that control is often an illusion, that there are limits to human power. Freed from Jody, Janie is free to choose a partner who is not right for her by other people's standards, but whom in fact is perfect for her. She finds love and fulfillment in her 3rd marriage to Tea Cake, and eventually contentment and independence. At the end of the story, she is alone, but the reader is left with the sense that she's going to be all right. She was surrounded by her memories of her love for Tea Cake, and knew that as long as she was alive, so too was he. At the beginning of the novel, she looked out over the horizon and dreamed of possibilities and what could be. By the end, she had pulled in her world to comfort her with the life she had chosen. And here's what the passage from the book says about that. He could never be dead until she herself had finished feeling and thinking. The kiss of his memory made pictures of love and light against the wall. Here was peace. She pulled in her horizon like a great fishnet, pulled it from around the waist of the world and draped it over her shoulder. So much of life in its meshes. She called in her soul to come and see. You just get the sense that she is okay with her world. She knows that as long as her memories of Tea Cake are alive and thriving within her, that everything is going to be okay and she is going to survive. Their Eyes Were Watching God is a story of community, partnership, and independence. It could have been titled Her Eyes Were Watching God, but it wasn't. While this story is that of one woman, it is a story about her journey through and against community and partnership. Our stories are never simply just about us. They are also about our role in the larger community and those we surround ourselves with. To paraphrase John Green and The Fault in Our Stars, I hope you like the choices you've made. Until next time, don't forget to be awesome.